Okay, so the last video we did on this, we wanted to pick out the pickups on it, and that didn't go so well. When we first started these projects, oh man, it was a year ago now. So we waited 11 months to get your guys' build and my build back from finish work. This was the suggestions for the colors when we announced that you guys were going to get to pick the color. We finally got them back. It's been a long time, long and forgotten about, probably just about. So we did a video on the pickups, and so far here is what we got. So again, you guys' build is a 2019 Gibson Les Paul Tribute. It was a tobacco burst, had an ugly tobacco burst top with the mahogany back and a maple neck. So it was just a ton of different colors. So this is what your guys' build looks like right now. So the last video we did on it, again, we were talking about the pickups. John says 59 blues with the 300K pots on the grounding plate with the orange drop capacitors. Bob said the blues 59s. He did not say what pots or what, if to use the grounding plate or not or anything like that, but he did mention that this is just a tribute, and some of these parts that I have here to go in it are worth more than the guitar is, so maybe I should go with the 59s for that reason. So that was Bob's reasoning for the 59s, and it does make a lot of sense. It is just a tribute. Super Lead 100 said the Virgil Arlos with blue drops in a grounding plate. So this is going to be the last video before we decide anything. So if you guys want to get your comments in on what pickups to put in this, we're going to go over those again real quick. And while I'm at it, I'm going to go so I'm going to go ahead and go over the hardware and stuff. There's two different options I have to go with this: really fancy high end, or just like pretty much anything else that you see hanging on the rack there. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we got here. So again, you guys got the finish here in the blue. There was a lot of different comments for blues on the board here, and blueberries, and you know, just different varieties of blues, pale and blue, aged and not aged, and you know. So it was Tony Roberts, number 8, that actually won that specific blue color, so the Royal Electric blue there. So anyhow, just moving on to this, going back, let's go to the pickups. So there are the tone specific blues 59s. These are hand wound here in America. These are PAF humbuckers. So those are brand new. And then we have over here the Virgil Arlos. These are also really expensive depending on where you buy them. We're going to go over all the prices on everything too once we get the guitars built. So stay tuned for that. We will discuss how much every part costs, but I want to pick out the ones that we actually put in the guitar, and then I'll tell you how much each part cost and then the total for the build. So those are the two new sets there. We got the Virgil Arlo 64s and the tone specific 59. So those are the two new ones. And then again, like I said, we do have a brand new without packaging Seymour Duncan slash pickup. This I'm pretty sure is a bridge. Yes, that is a bridge pickup. So we do have that up for the takes. That's brand new without scratches on it. And then over here I do have a 500T that is showing some age. I purchased this used. These are the same kind of pickups that are in your Buckethead Les Pauls, only they have white bobbins on them. And then this set of pickups right here came out of my 2005 1960 reissue Gibson Les Paul Standard, and that's just a 490R 490T. So that's a used set. So any of this stuff or the combination of it, except for these, I don't want to split those pickups up, but if you guys wanted to like use a 500 and you know, whatever, you know, that's what I have available for the guitars and the pickups. As far as it goes down here, I got a couple votes over here for the grounding plate. So that's 2 out of 3 on the grounding plate. I like to use the grounding plate. Probably going to go with the grounding plate. The other question that I had was, I do have the 500K audio taper pots, and I also have 300K linear taper pots, an all Gibson brand. I only got one laying out here because no point in laying a ton of them. But the reason I do the 300K linear tapers is just because of response from 0 to half, or 6 a.m. to noon, however you want to look at it. You can tell all positions on that, whereas an audio taper, it isn't until you get to about noon before you start noticing any difference in your rolling on your pot for your different tone and volumes. So I go with 300Ks. So that is still, make the suggestion on that. And then again, we're going to go over the caps one more time. So we got the tried and true 0.022 orange drops, 0.01 navy drops, 0.01 blue drops, 0.033 brown drop, and a 0.047, I guess you would call it a green drop, but it's a vintage cap. So those are the capacitors that we have available for it. And then again, we have to decide whether you guys are going with black or cream plastics on it. So I think it would look the best, in my opinion, with the black. But again, this is your guys' build, so I'm leaving it up to you. I have, if you go with cream, I have a cream input jack. I also have black, but I figured if we go this other route I'm about to show you, we could go black or chrome with black plastics. We could also go chrome with the cream plastic too. It don't really matter. Also, switch tips. I don't have one laying out here, but we have cream, the vintage amber, and also black. So got 3 different choices on the switch tips. So if we were just to put this back together the way any other normal guitar is, I do have a chrome tailpiece, and I also have 2 lightly aged aluminum ones. This bridge right here is a chrome one. It'll polish up really nice if I so desire to, if we decide to go with, like, let's just say the chrome tailpiece over there. I'm just trying to show you the different options. So we got 2 different bridges there. If we're going this route, we also have the original Gibson Deluxe Grover. Actually, it says Grover Deluxe on it, but they came on the Gibson. So, and then another option we have, if we don't want to go with these bridges, is I do have ABR1 bridges, and I have the ABR1 conversions. I'll show you, I did that on the gold top. So again, we have a couple different options here. We can go shiny chrome with the standard tailpiece. We could go with the TP6, which I've got almost 300 bucks on that. And then again, with your bridge, we could go with the fancy roller bridge with the TP6, or we could go back to polishing this back up to chrome and using that tailpiece, or we could use, the lightly aged stuff. There's a whole bunch of different options, actually, more than I thought there would be for it. These are the Kluson Revolution locking tuners that I got chrome to go with the fancy stuff, if that's what you guys so choose. Over here I got the Grover or Kluson locking tuners, the Revolutions on that 50s gold top there. And I should have closed the legs on this. I was whacking this, not the guitars. So anyways, I'll show you some stuff on that too here real quick. But as far as the truss rod covers go, I only brought one out. I do have this brand new one right here that is a plain double ply. I also have the original tribute one on it, but it's beat up. And then I do have an aged one. I don't have any more single plies, so I don't know what to say about that. If you guys want a single ply, I'll have to order one. I do have the thumb bleeders for your guys' build. And as far as knobs go, I got a couple different styles of them and colors, but they're just not going to look right with this. And if you guys decide to do something different than that, when it gets to that time, we'll go over it, because, yeah. Anyways, That's it. So take a good look at the hardware. Do we want to go, you know, just like all the other ones with lightly aged, or should I just say tarnished hardware, and put all original kind of stuff back on it? Do we go shiny chrome like any other guitar, or do we go shiny chrome over the top? Either way, if we go with chrome, we're going to have to use these. If we go, excuse me, with any other kind of hardware, I would suggest using that. That way we just don't have a hodgepodge of shiny and dull parts on the guitar. That's one thing that really bugs me. The other thing, I have been using the Tone Pro dual contact input jacks. I do have the standard versions available if you guys don't want to use the Tone Pro input jack. So I guess that's just another thing you guys can suggest. But there are all your guys' parts for now that I can think of. Because again, we're not using any poker chips or pick guards on these. So I guess that's about that on the blue one. I'll give you a little quick look rundown on the gold top here. So on this one, I ended up putting the .02, not 22s, because I think I misspoke in my last video. I think I said 22 vintage disc, but I put .02 vintage discs in it with the Gibson 300K linear tapers and the grounding plate. All vintage wiring. What you're seeing here is a piece of shrink wrap, shrink tubing to keep it from grounding off on something positive. Now, I don't know if you guys can see this or not. My soldering jobs are actually really good. I do not like the soldering of the wires on top of the pots. What I should have done, because I had plenty of wire, these pickups were used. So what I should have done is I should have trimmed the wire back and restripped it. But instead of doing that, I figured, oh, I'll just load up with solder where they had. And it don't look the greatest, but it's not bad. But that's not what I would like it to look like. I'd rather have it look nice and clean like the rest of my joints there. But anyways, it came out really good and it plays really well. The only problem that I'm having with this one right now is I did that Nashville to ABR1 conversion on this one, and I can get it intonated perfect, and I can get the string height done right, and I've done a whole bunch of other things, and I still get a little bit of buzz. It's not too bad now, but if you rap on it, there you go, you can hear it. So I've been fighting with that. So I kind of shied away from this ABR1 conversion. But I don't know, I'll see if I can make it work. I monkeyed around with it quite a bit, and I'm real close. Every time I get that one fixed, another one pops up, or I got to re-intonate it. So I was like, I just got to step away from that for a minute. But other than getting that figured out and set up right, it's done. So we'll get back to that one and do a sound test and stuff on it. But we need to get this one going. So let me know what you guys think. Pickups, pots, capacitors, plastic colors, your hardware, you know, over the top, normal, kind of in between. Just let me know what you guys think, because we need to do a little better than 3 suggestions when you guys went nutty fruitcake on the colors. So till next time, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay tuned.